Hello, it is Wednesday, June 11th around 8 p.m. I decided to do a Wednesday evening video because it's been really hot during the day when I get out here, and I have some stuff going on tomorrow afternoon, so I'm not going to be able to get out here. So let's do an update. I did notice as I was doing this video, there's a little rogue chamomile over here, so I might just leave that there because where it is going to be really hard to remove. The pineapple over here is looking all right. It's got some browned edges, but it's still doing pretty good overall. My oregano to my right here has gone kind of crazy, and it's probably over hip high at this point. I'm probably going to have to trim that and dry it. All right, over here, let's see. We've got the chives. They've gone to seed. You can kind of hear that seed sound in it. So I'll probably have to nip the tops off of those. And we've got a fleabane coming up wild here. More chives. The parsley's taking pretty well here. And over here is the strawberry patch. There have been a couple little strawberries on here. My kid comes out and checks it for me because I don't really care, and he's all about eating them. So I'm like, yeah, you see them, pick them, eat them. This is looking quite fabulous today. Really love how that's growing. Over here are the peas. So I actually have a whole pocket full of peas here. So I got my phone flashlight and was able to see, I don't know if you could see on the camera, you can kind of see through it, and you can see how big the peas are. So I was using my phone flashlight to check the peas before I picked them, because a lot of them are still on the smaller side, which I'll come over here and show you. So right here, we've still got lots of peas growing on the plant, but the peas inside them are still kind of small, so they're not really pickable at this point. Over here, my tomatoes are doing all right. And checking in on the mint. One mint still alive on this little strand here, and this one's doing good. Getting bumped in the side here by fleabane. I think this is a daisy fleabane here, and then if you look at this one over here, this is Philadelphia fleabane. So this one's actually kind of a more wispy flower, and it's got this pretty kind of pinky purple color going on, versus the daisy fleabane really does look more like a daisy in that it's a white color. And over here, we've got our mystery tomatoes. They're getting quite large. We've got one of the sunflowers in here. The bok choy is looking fabulous right here. I do have a sunflower here which is not doing well, and I'm thinking I may need to go reseed that, because there's another one here that's also looking kind of meh compared to the ones grown at the same time are doing really good. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Coming down low, we've got the onions. So if you remember last week, these were just like single strands where we were like, oh yeah, there's an onion there. Now you can actually see that there's onions here, which is exciting. And there's a little rogue grass. And a little rogue something else. So yeah, the onions are doing quite well. You can see them on that side too. I don't even have to zoom in for them to be visible. They actually have a couple more strands on that side than this side, which is kind of funny. The pepper plant. There are hot cherry peppers on here. I think at least a few of the plants do have big peppers. So there's a big pepper on this one. There's a big pepper on that one. There's kind of a little one starting right in there. So keep an eye on that. Here's one of the sunflowers. So sunflower planted at the same time. That one's not happy. This one is. That might also go back to the bad soil situation. Hard to say. My nasturtium, sorry, I'm mispronouncing that first. My nasturtium is looking pretty good, and my marigolds are starting to come up here. So I did try to space them apart a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. They don't have to really be spaced. They'll figure it out if they're a little crowded, as long as it's not excessively crowded. Okay, coming over here, we've got some chaos in this bed here as I'm tripping over the tripod. So the tops of these plants here have been bitten off. And I posted in the gardening group going, what bit the tops off of these plants? Well, actually a rabbit. Did not think a rabbit would do it, but as I was out here yesterday showing my mom my garden, I saw a flicker of movement from like this little spot over here, and I saw the rabbit run, and where that rock is right there, it went straight through the fence, and we're like, how did it go through the fence? That's like a fine mesh chicken wire there that there's no way a rabbit, even a little rabbit, can just go through that. But then I realized that the fence was not fully at the ground, like it was probably 2 or 3 inches above the ground level, and I guess it just went under. So I've pushed it down and put a rock on it so that there's no rabbit going through there again. So far so good. We'll see how that goes. Darn bunny. Okay, let's go this way. So those couple are the only ones I've seen chewed. So let's hope that it stays that way. These are all doing really good. All right, over here, my thyme, which I think I've shown progress of over this past couple weeks. It started out the year looking like this, and I was like, oh no, it's dead. But it's looking really nice now. And somebody gave me a creeping thyme, and that is starting to take, which is nice. And then I've got the stupid grasses in the way here that I'm going to have to push out of the way. I was given a red lettuce, and that is looking really good. I have no idea how to harvest that because I've never successfully gotten lettuce. So I'm going to have to figure out how to trim that. And then these green onions are really big. Oh my goodness. I want to say these are probably around 2 feet tall. That is crazy. It's one of those, I walk past it and I never really stop and look at it except when I do these videos, and it's like, oh my goodness, that is 2 feet tall. That's kind of crazy. My mom gave me parsley and it's doing great. And over here is my acorn squash, and they have bounced back really well since switching the dirt. So you might remember from, I think even last week, they were looking kind of sad and not so happy, but the past couple of days we had rain and they're just looking really happy about it now. Oh God. I have this darn something that's kind of arrow shaped, and I don't know what it is, but it goes underground as runners and it keeps popping up everywhere. And I'm just gonna throw that on top of my weed bucket and deal with it later. Over here, my planter is looking good. I was like, oh no, what happened to my lantana? Because I just saw this little thing and then I saw it's got these little buds on it. Although this kind of looks like it's trying to go seed. So I'll have to figure that out. My fig has been really relocated over here, and that is doing great. My mom had coffee this morning, so I have the grounds, and I'm going to put some of the coffee grounds on it and give that a little boost, because apparently pigs like coffee grounds. My neighbor figured that out and passed that along. The bok choy is looking great, so I had to reseed those two, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in the last week's video, where I had tried to move some of these that were a little bit too crowded, and when I moved them they died immediately within that day. So replanted. They're growing. It looks like there's a itty bitty one, itty bitty one right there. So yay, exciting. The leeks are looking good. Actually, what's really funny was I was noticing, looking down, that they were catching water in these little grooves, and there's like kind of muddy water from the way they've been growing. So I thought that was funny. Oh look, there's We have volunteer tomatoes just here next to my little mint plant here. Oh, the foxlet thyme is looking really happy today with my rosemary. All right, going back over here past the bok choy. These tomatoes are looking really good. So these ones, what are these again? So these are the Better Bush tomatoes, which are determinate variety tomatoes. And I'm wondering if it actually stays as like a bush type tomato, because it's a really compact plant. Like, it's got a pretty thick, strong stem. The leaves are all pretty robust and sturdy. So I'm curious if this actually stays as a small plant. Let's see how the eggplants are doing. Eggplants look like they're making a bunch of new leaves. This one's got a bunch of new leaves on it, so that's looking good. And then these are my yellow peppers, and I actually have some peppers growing on that one, and there is a flower right there. So this one I just see flowers, and this one I see an actual pepper. So that's pretty cool. Over here is some kind of a habanero or something pepper. I forget exactly what. It's some kind of spicy pepper. And these ones are doing pretty well. They've got little buds, flower buds on them. So they're doing good. Over here I've got some little marigolds. Oh boy, and more aphids. There's like a little aphid dance here. I don't know if you could see that. A little aphid dance right there. So I'm gonna have to knock those suckers off. I hate aphids. Hang on, let me pause this and just knock it off with a stick. Okay, they are now gone. Let's see. I am trying to be a little bit more proactive about aphids as I see them right now, because I am going to be gone for a few days. So heads up, I will not have a video next week unless it's like vacation pictures, because my mom will be watching my garden for me and the pets, all the pets. So somebody will be here with the animals, just no videos to do with it. The chamomile's looking pretty good down here. And we've got more aphids. Alright, I'm gonna have to get my gloves and come out here and de-aphify. I did, right before doing this video, come out and try and adjust my cucumbers here, because they were kind of doing like a neep. So I'm like, there's a trellis right here. So I came over and kind of looped the tendrils a little bit to try and get it going the right way. And there is a little tiny cucumber starting right there. So hopefully that means it's pollinated. We will find out. So that's a female flower. So if anyone's curious, female flowers versus male flowers. So female flowers have what looks like a little cucumber on them already, and then the male flowers is just a flower. Like, it doesn't have that little extra bottom part. So if you're ever like, oh, I have to self-pollinate or like hand-pollinate these things, that's how you tell which one's which. So you would take the pollen from this male here and put it on the female flowers. So that's how you do that. I've never needed to, because I have a lot of bees and they're really good at their job, but it is good to be aware of if you need to. Let's check out what's going on with the zucchini. I see lots of male flowers here. Let's see if there's any female flowers. So we have a female starting right there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see. So there's a female flower right there. And I see a lot of male flowers. I don't think I see any. Oh, wait. This big one right here is a female flower. Oh, sorry. It's gone out of focus. All right. So female flower right there. Sorry, it keeps unfocusing. I don't know why my phone gets so fussy with that some days. All right, chamomile over here, and lots more tendrils for these. So what you do is, they're kind of sticky already. You just kind of direct them where you want them to go, and they'll kind of get the hint. So this one I've already been kind of directing, and you can see it's like, oh, I guess I'll like grab on the things. So when you have climbing plants, you do want to be a bit proactive, at least when you're first starting them, to get them onto the trellis thing. So like, I'll come through here and I'll just kind of adjust them and try and get them to naturally figure out where they're supposed to go. And if they have like this part that's already looping, it's easier to get them to loop where you want them to go. So I was out here the other day, and you can see I've really tackled this darn grass, at least shortening it. I can't really get the roots, unfortunately, but now I can actually see my potato plants. My mom's like, oh, what's this that's growing today? I'm like, it's potatoes. She's like, potatoes flower? I'm like, yeah, surprise. So there is potato flowers for anyone who's ever wanted to know what a potato flower looks like. It is a little wilty at this point of day, but still nice. Coming over here, the sunflower, which I got all crazy excited about having a bud on it. There's the sunflower bud and some kind of little bug, which I've just shook off. All right, the Roma tomatoes have lots of flowers on them. Let's zoom back in a little bit. So lots of flowers on the Romas. My sunflower here is doing pretty good. There's a little sunflower down there, if you can see it right there, and then there should be another one. I saw it earlier, now I can't see it because it's kind of overtaken a little bit with the leaves. My mom did ask me about that, so I will address that on here. The sunflowers will get taller than the tomatoes, so as long as they get enough sun to grow a bit, they will be fine. Like, they do start out kind of stunted a little bit down there, like this one right here, but once they get some height on them, then they're perfectly fine. And I had a lot of sunflowers surrounded by tomatoes last year like this that grew perfectly fine once they were above the height of the tomatoes. All right, I think that's pretty much everything. Okay, so thank you again for following along with my videos. If you like them, please give me a like so I know that people are seeing them. And give me a subscribe if you want to see the weekly updates. Thank you, and see you next time.